Hey guys! Time for some horror games. Woo. Free ones, that are on Steam. Believe it or not, this is not Spooker's Home-Cooked Barbecue. I do not know why it says that. It says that when I brought it up. Unless they renamed it that randomly. I don't know. Yeah, no, this is actually Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion. The older version, the free version. There's a newer version that's like HD remastered. There's also like DLC for this game. I do not have those. I could definitely check them out. I don't know how different the remastered is. I think it's just better graphics, some new animations. I'm not quite sure. So it doesn't give me the option for this game to like not make it full screen. It's just automatically full screen. So if y'all comment, I probably will not see it while I'm in this game. Oh, I feel like since it's a horror game, maybe it would be better to increase your audio. Is that too loud? It's really hard to tell if it's too loud for you guys or not. I'll just turn it down a little bit. No, we'll keep it there. So, yeah, you guys maybe could be scared with me, I don't know. I imagine there's jump scares and stuff. That's the whole point of the game. But I hope I don't have to like be chased after or something, but we'll just have to see. Also, why does it say Spooker's Home-Cooked Barbecue? Let's just... Oh, okay. New game, because I didn't even start the game yet. Maybe I should use my mouse and keyboard. It's gonna do my controller, but it does not tell me it, so let me just do this. Do it like this instead. Hello. Did we have a follow? Thank you, Spoonicorn the Unicorn Pyro, for, following. Just randomly. I appreciate, all of the follows, though, so. Alright.
Hello, I am Spooky.
Hi, Spooky. Aww. Hello.
And this is my home. Can you, humble player, make it through 1,000 rooms?
Probably not.
Can you find what lies at the end?
Probably not.
Or is there even an end? Because I don't really know. Anyway, just go.
Okay. Alright, that's, the sound got different very quickly. Can I just say, I love the lighting effect here. That's so cool. It's cartoony. Do I? Ah. Yes, of course. I have to interact. That would make sense. The atmosphere of this game is so pretty. I know I'm gonna get jump scared so hard. Ooh, bed. It doesn't look very comfortable. It looks kind of like a storage container, I'm not gonna lie. very sharp. And not really connected to this bit. Alright. Cool. Alright. Sorry if I say alright too much. Room 5. Hello. Why does the music do that? It just looks like a Minecraft bed, that's what it looks like. Long corridor. I'm not sure if this is starting me off easy or not, but, you know. Oh, I can run. Also, why do I have a health bar? That's a bit concerning, actually. Am I gonna be attacked by something? Alright, there's the first jump scare. Okay. I'm good. It's fine. Why is there a helicopter? Sounds like a helicopter. Excuse me, you got in my way, toast. Rude. I'm gonna go this way. Okay. How about this way? Oh, okay. I don't know. I feel like I need to keep moving, so, not taking the time to look around as much this time. Oh. At first this place seemed cute, but I've been here for days now. I'm feeling quite parched now, and I keep getting this feeling like I'm being watched by something. This is not romantic at all. Is it supposed to be romantic? How do I drop this? Okay. I just walk away from it, I guess. Oh, hello there. I hear the sound effects and I keep thinking that means something's like gonna come get me. Ooh. That's pretty. Oh, we got some relaxing music. Yes, I see the hands. But it's also just pretty. Like, that's art right there. I know something is following me, but I feel like I am prancing through the same rooms over and over. Hopefully leaving notes as breadcrumbs will prove I am making progress and reaching some destination. I just hope I don't run out of ink. I am dreadfully thirsty. Were you gonna drink the ink or something? What? These are weird carpets, though. Part of me thinks the health and stamina is just there to scare you, but, you know, I don't know. Ooh, this is different. Looks like it's burnt up instead, I guess. I don't know. Ooh. I like the music. The music's fun. Okay, you got 2 of these rugs. No, for some reason this kind of looks like a pug to me. I don't know. Don't question it. Don't question. Ooh. Someone's car alarm's going off. Okay. Ink, not quite quenching my thirst, yeah. Taste is terrible. Stains are terrible. I don't think drinking it was a very romantic idea. Who uses romantic like this? I don't... Weird. They're just obsessed with romance. I'm gonna go this way this time. Also, oh. I was gonna say there's only been 2 jump scares. What's this? Cross. Hang in there. Very cute. I found something today to satisfy my unromantic thirst. I awoke today from a brief faint and found before me a bottle of red wine. I'm not sure what brand or year, for there is no label. All I gather is that it tastes strongly metallic. Dude, you probably just drink blood. Sorry to say. Unromantic thirst. Is that supposed to be like unpleasant? Also, it must be this, right? But... Oh, there we go. It's like, what is this? Elevator. Oh. Oh. Okay. Different cutscene there for some reason. And I feel like the frames dropped for some reason. Oh no. Okay. I guess I'll go no, not that way. Alright, that's a chair. Can I fall off and die? Oh, no. Okay. This was a try. Is this nothing? Yeah, that's nothing. What do I feel like I'm gonna have to... I'll be coming back to the same spot, but having to run from something. That's not a pleasant idea for me. It doesn't sound very good. Is this it? Is this the same? This is definitely the same. Oh. This is different. Weird how the music cuts in and out like that. Am I in a jail? That was a cute sound effect, Mr. Toast. I don't know if you're supposed to be toast. You look like toast to me, though. You're toast for me. Ooh, swirly. It's like fire. Pretty. What? Is that ectoplasm? Can I stand on it? Oh, nothing happened. Okay. Oh. Spouting, splashing, soaking, innards, ingest, invoking. Kneeling never stops the choking. That's a nice little rhyme there. No, I don't want to be chased. No. I did not come here for chase. I came here for jump scares. Okay. What the? What? Where? I'm just trying to enjoy the game. What? Oh, there's a brain. Ooh, crap. There's no way out. Wait. Sorry, that sound. Oh, where am I? I'm so confused. Okay. It's a maze. Okay, this way. This way. Forward. Okay. Left. Straight. Okay. Left. Straight. Left. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, no. Not this again. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It is cool. We're good. Okay. Okay, left. I don't really care. Remember when I was just actually enjoying this game? I don't think that was wine. Yeah, I don't think so either, buddy. Okay. Okay. Good. We're fine. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Did I get a reward at room 100? Because I would appreciate it. Because, this is... Oh. No! Oh, he didn't attack me that time. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Ooh, hello. Oh, someone's trapped in a painting. No. No, I don't want it. Oh. I feel safe here. This is room 100. I'm safe. Oh, thank goodness. Keep a little pep in your step. I don't know how much longer I can go on. I haven't seen any of my previous notes, so that means either I'm getting somewhere or someone is taking them. What happened to you drinking the blood wine? Is that just over now? I don't wanna... I don't wanna. It's fine. It's okay. Ooh, nice little change of scenery here. Hopefully. Ooh. Is that a house on fire? Is it this place? I think this is my last note. I'm going to die having never found my escape, but really that's not true. This place was like my escape from everything else. In the end, my death is kind of romantic. Oh boy, this guy's lost it. Ugh, can I jump in it? No? Oh. Okay. Ooh, video games. Miss Spook. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, hello. Oh. What do I do? Do I attack them? Do I eat them? I'm confused. Oh, I'm a ghost, so I eat him, right? Yeah. Oh. That's a yes. That's a yes. Okay. Cool. Mall of the Spook. Password? No? Oh, I'll have to password. Ooh. Gotta kill these innocent people. Wait. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. This is, mildly gory. I'm sorry, people. I mean, you're here for horror, okay? You can't blame me. Ooh, that music hits, though. Get out of these people in the mall. They're so annoying. Yeah. They all deserve it. They need to get out of my way. Okay, what about... How does this end? I mean, I'm just spamming space now. I'm not even moving. How do I win? Can I win? Or do I just lose? I just lose. Spooky. Yeah, spooky! I beat my high score. Oh, this one just is nothing. That's disappointing. Dang, alright. Am I in a mall now? Wait. I don't know. What is this? Is it a zoo? Oh. Game devs? Or people that played the game, maybe? And this has the spooky in the background. Yeah, shout out to whoever those guys are. Almost there. Boom. Ooh, it's green. Ooh, toxic waste. Actually, it's probably ectoplasm, but it looks like toxic waste to me, so I'm just gonna say toxic waste. I'm gonna go this way. You are here. Oh yeah, that's helpful. I am here though. You're not even pointing to where here is. Okay. Video games! Yes! Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's murder Pac-Man. Yeah. Wait, I gotta see what happens if you lose. Guys, don't go after him. Yep, don't go after him. No, don't go after him. Let him win. No, let him win. I gotta see. This is gonna take forever. Why two of them have kawaii eyes, and then one of them is just derpy eyes? I don't think he's the brightest. No. Dang, he just came straight for me. Okay, well, okay. Mall of the Spook. Boom! 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 I don't know why I'm playing it again, but I am. Boom! 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 I want to win, but I don't think there is a way to win in this, to be honest. boom, 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 boom. Oh man. What if I just... If I go as fast as I can, like... No, that just speeds up the knife thing, I think. Dang. Alright. Enter name. Oh, I can put something else. I just put Spooky because why not? Also, this is the same score that I got before. Whatever. Ooh, what is this? Locked. Okay. Locked. Okay. Okay, this way. Oh, Oh. Ooh. I mean, he's ripped, though. In a way, I guess. Oh. Okay, and looks like one got out. That's reassuring. There's blood here. And a note and a card? What does this card say? It just says Class B. Alright, Subject 5 is growing more and more restless. I told Spook we need more funds for sedatives. What is Spook up to? Like, why is she doing tests? But she just laughed and flew into the ceiling. Without more chemicals to keep these things docile, I'm not sure how much longer we can keep them here safely. A generic lab assistant. Okay. I'm gonna assume that means I need to, like, run. But I haven't seen it yet, so I thought it would be then. Perhaps not. Okay, locked. Locked. Long hallway. Different doorway. No. Maybe this is where I came from. I think this is where I was, but I didn't see a door. Okay, we got creepy music now. Maybe that triggered something? I don't even know, man. Boom. I gotta be able to get through here, right? But it's not doing anything. Maybe I beat the game. Wait, could I pick up that card key by chance? Maybe that was it. I didn't think I could, but maybe I can. Let's see. Well, that time it did. Okay, well that... Yeah. Weird. Great. Alright. I believe Subject 5 is loose. The glass around its container is shattered, and I can faintly hear clicking coming from the ceiling. Oh, great. I don't know what will happen now. If it is out and alive, then this is probably my last report. The clicking is getting louder now. Good. Wonderful. Okay. Oh. Ah! Okay. Okay, I'm okay. It's fine. I don't know if he's following me, but it's fine. He is following me. He is following me. It's fine, though. It's fine. I promise you. I'll be good. I know exactly where I'm going. Exactly where I'm going. This way. It's the same way every time. Same way every time. Oh my goodness. No! I'm tired. No, I went the wrong way! What? Why did they do this to me? They changed it. Okay, I didn't see him, so he must not have been too close. Okay. We're okay. It's fine. It's chill. It is chill. We are Gucci. Ugh. Okay. Hello. Catnos. Am I hacking? Access specimen database. Specimen 1. Type docile, fatalities 4, method heart attack. A cardboard cutout figure that springs out from the walls proved not very effective against healthy subjects. Okay. That's little ghosty boy. Alright. Specimen 2. Holy crap. That thing is terrifying. Type active. Total fatalities 137. Method physical tearing. A mostly semi-solid based specter that frequently changes matter states. Proved very effective against weaker or slower subjects. Is this the guy that was chasing me earlier? Because I don't even know. But it's terrifying. Alright, specimen 3. Wait, that looks like the guy that was following me. Type active in testing. Total fatalities 43. Method infectious bites. A test specimen being developed at GL Labs should prove useful when released. Trials have shown it is adequately effective to average subjects. What are they trying to do? Specimen 4. Creepy ghost girl. Great. Okay. Type active. Total fatalities 85. Method consumption? I hope you don't mean that she just like opens her mouth really wide and just swallows you, because that would be terrifying. Okay. A 14th century spirit that was contained and relocated here. Tests have yet to reveal origins, but all relevant information has been placed into testing chamber. Proved effective, but not greatly more than previous specimens. Okay, specimen 5. That's the one they were talking about. That's not the one that was chasing me. Type active. Total fatalities 168 question mark. Method unknown. A creature found inside the church of a small town. Subjects are lost after contact with the specimen. Current method of killing is unknown. Proved extremely effective against subjects with mental issues or weak wills. Oh, that's not good for me. Okay. Specimen 6. Error. Cool. Any more? Like, can I see more? Error? No. Modify house layout. Error. Never mind then. Exit program. No, it's... Okay. I'm happy to know that all of those guys are out here trying to murder me. Okay. What a pleasant tune. Why did they change it all of a sudden, though? Why? It was the same every single time. Okay, if I stay right here, maybe I'll be... I feel so unsafe right now. I don't know what that sound is, but I do not like it. My goodness. Ooh, I. Like how Mia's certain things, I'm just like, yeah, that's not creepy at all. When I'm being chased by something, me just freaking out. Just straight out freaking out. Oh, what is that sound? Okay, I'm going, oh, nope, okay, not going that way. There's no thing over there. Okay. 150 safe, even though there's a dead person here. Hello? Can I talk to you? No. You are a dead person. Oh, you know what? That was a person writing to us. He's holding the... Okay. That is great. Cat. I'm just... Yeah. Yeah, no, I prefer this. I prefer this. Okay, well... I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. Oh, hello. You're cute. That was specimen 1. Honestly, didn't scare me at all. I'm gonna try to make it to room 200. I don't know what that sound is, but I don't like it. Okay, it's probably just the music. I think it's just music. I don't see anything behind me. Oh no. Oh no, that's the clicking. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're cool. We're chilling. There's nothing here. I'm gonna... Oh no! Oh no! No, 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 no. Why? Why did they change it? 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 We're cool. It's okay. We're cool. We are very cool. We're chilling. We are alive. We are moving. We are in school. Why am I in high school all of a sudden? Okay, never mind high school. Where are you? I don't know where you are. I can't move. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. We gotta blast through these. Just blast through them. Move, please. Sometimes it just doesn't want me to move. Oh! Okay, okay, okay. That was just a mug. Okay. Okay. I think this room's okay. I think. We're almost there. Almost there. We're almost there. Just 23 more. 22 more. 21 more. I'm gonna make it there. I'll make it there, and is there anything else in here? Is this the same thing? I feel like it's the same thing. God, what is that? What is that? Okay, it's just music. It's just music. You're fine. It's just music. Okay. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're good. I never said chilling this much in my life. I don't know why suddenly I am. I don't know why suddenly I am saying it so much, but I am, and it's fine. We're almost there, 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 we're almost there. Oh. We're almost there. This is a long hallway. What? Okay, sorry, that was my sticky keys. Okay, wait. The music stopped now. Ah! Oh my gosh! I'm gonna assume that was the end of the game, because I'm done playing it. Freaking sticky keys, though. Maybe I could have been okay. I could have been okay. No. Please be over. Oh, thank goodness. I don't care. No, I'm... Nope. Wait. I think I skipped this last time. I didn't read it. For as long as you can remember, legends have been told about the derelict mansion upon the hill that casts a blanket of darkness over the town. The history of the house itself is virtually unknown, and even the town's oldest residents cannot remember the mansion's origin. This is fast. Being an avid history enthusiast, you embark up the mountain to visit the manor, hoping to shed some light on the backstory of this crumbling fortress of darkness. Wait, now it's different again. Spookiest sand castle of land sharks? Why? Yeah, well, no, I mean, I'm done. Yeah, no. Whew. Okay, not me making weird noises. Okay. I spoon a corn. The cross is a save point. You'll want to save the game. Stay here. Is it? Ding is correct. Dong is wrong. Yeah, I figured that bit. I did say this earlier. The game, like, only wanted to be full screen, so I couldn't really look at the chat. So sorry for missing your messages. It's fine. I thought I tried to hit the cross and it did nothing, but maybe I don't know. Oh my goodness. Man, that felt like forever too. And it wasn't even an hour. Okay, let's pick another one. I have a few different ones here. I think maybe... I don't know, I just don't want to do one where I have to run away all the time. I mean, maybe we do a visual novel type one? Like Lynne? Okay. I'm gonna do that one. I need to calm down. Ugh. Yeah, this is what happens. This is just what happens. Let's hold on. Let's see. Have we found the game yet? We have not found the game yet. With that music though. Then will it... Oh, I was gonna say will it work, but kind of. It's just went automatically to the wrong size. Okay. There we go. I do appreciate you coming and interacting, Spoonicorn. Man. Yeah. Thank you. See, it's just horror games. Oh, did that change my size? Oh, that did. Dang, okay. That's weird. Do I have to play it little screen then? Do I play it little? Play it little screen? Sorry, I didn't know that was gonna happen, so... I think it looks fine now, right? Kind of? Yeah, that looks better. Alright. Stress 0%, yeah. I don't know about that, but, it's fine. Deep breaths. Okay. When I regain consciousness, I realize I'm in a public bathroom. That in itself is already not pleasant, but okay. But it's not a normal public bathroom. The The bathroom seems to extend outwards forever, infinitely, like an optical illusion. The dim light bulbs are suspended on flimsy plastic strings. They gutter in and out intermittently and sure of themselves. My head feels heavy. Why does it hurt so much? +1 stress. Oh, great. I sigh and hold a hand against my temple. I can feel it pulsing beneath my fingertips. Gross. Human bodies really are gross. They're bags of flesh that contain all sorts of stuff. Bones and blood and guts and goo, with hearts that beat and lungs that shudder, and bladders filled with amber urine. Yeah, when you say it like that, thinking about it makes me want to dig my fingernails deep into my skin and dig it all out. This guy has some issues, okay? Issues. But I bet that would look gross too. Yeah, definitely would. Maybe, oh, jeez. Okay. Maybe I should pull my eyes out first so I don't need to see all the blood as it spatters on the tiles. This is a great introduction to this game. If I know anything about biology, which I don't, I'm rubbish at school. Blood doesn't stay red for very long. When it's exposed to the air, it oxidizes, I think, and then it starts to turn brown. Then it turns black. I don't know if I've seen, like, black, but okay. I try and imagine what it would look like if this endless, dingy bathroom was stained with my blood. I don't feel anything in particular, except 1% stress and the feeling like I want to dig my eyes out of my sockets and then rip myself apart because I'm gross for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel bad. Maybe that's because it hasn't actually happened. It's nothing more than a silly fantasy. I wouldn't call that a fantasy, my dear. That is more of an intrusive thought, I guess. My head is still hurting. My footsteps fall against the door. When did I start walking? I don't know. I feel like I've been walking for years. The walls and the floor and the stalls and the sinks and the dryers and the bins and the mirrors continue to repeat over and over again in a loop. A stuck videotape. We still have some of Jazz's old videotapes from when she was a kid. It's mostly Disney stuff. Cinderella and Snow White. My parents aren't too well off, so we had to make do with our battered old VCR long after DVD players became the norm. Our VCR was like a monster. It had horrible noises whenever you put a tape in there, and it had cannibalistic tendencies. It liked to spit out tapes with the film reels leaking out. When I was young, it used to scare me a little. Lots of things scare me. I turn my head, glancing this way and that. There are 5 sinks lined up neatly against the wall, complete with silvery taps and soap dispensers. Somebody's stolen a roll of toilet paper and left it soaking in one of the basins. The paper flops limply over the side of the bowl. It's a bit sad. The taps are turned off, but water still drips from their faulty heads. They're leaking. The lone roll of loo paper is starting to turn soft. It's collapsing in on itself like something rotten. I keep walking. I walk past the sinks. At least, I think I walk past the sinks, but when I turn my head, I can see them again, right in the corners of my eyes. 5 sinks, chipped and cracked, with soap dispensers and that same roll of toilet paper lying in the rightmost basin. The roll of paper is still being waterboarded by the faulty tap. I walk by, trying to ignore it, but when I glance to my right once more, there it is again. 5 sinks, 5 basins, 1 roll of toilet paper, decomposing slowly. The toilet paper looks worse every time I see it. White paper begins to flake away from the cardboard skeleton. It melts away. I feel like I'm melting away too. I don't know how long I've been walking. My feet are crammed inside my shoes. My toes are pushed up unpleasantly against the tips, so they rub red raw. That's when I realize I'm wearing my old white heels from Aunt Shirley's wedding. Not her last wedding, the wedding before that. I must have been 9 or 10 back then. I'm 15 now, and my feet have done a fair bit of growing. No wonder these shoes hurt so much. My feet weren't made for them. Not the feet I have right now, at any rate. Why am I wearing them? It hurts. But I keep walking. I can't not keep walking. I'm afraid something bad will happen if I stop. Suddenly, alarmingly, I'm aware that I am not alone. Plus 2 stress. There's something behind me. But I don't know what that something is. I look back over my shoulders. My breath catches in my throat. Everything has been swallowed up by a musty, impenetrable darkness. The darkness smells like the inside of a walk-in wardrobe that hasn't been walked into in a very long time. I tremble. My footsteps strike against the tiles over and over. My heart beats inside my chest. It knocks against my rib cage. My feet hurt. They hurt so much. I think they've started to bleed. Sores and blisters run along the back of my feet. I can feel welts in my grooves between my toes. They're all bursting. Give it time and my blood will turn burgundy, then dark red, then black. Aren't burgundy and dark red the same thing? Everything in here is the same. Everything repeats over and over again. The light bulb, the stalls, the sinks, the taps, the toilet paper, the dryers, and the tiles, and the mirrors, and... the mirrors? Plus 1 stress? There's something strange about the mirrors. But no, it isn't the mirrors. It's the girl inside them. My white shoes slosh when I come to a halt. Everything smells. Smells of mold and urine and my own bodily fluids. But the girl who looks back at me in the mirror, her fingers gripping the rim of the sink so tightly the knuckles turn white, isn't me. I stare. She stares back. Questions run through my head. Where am I? How did I get here? What is this place? I was me when I first started walking, I think, but the more I walked into these 2 small shoes, the less like me I became. I started to change. I just didn't realize it. Not until I saw myself in the mirrors. This girl. I reach forward. My fingers brush the surface of a mirror. It's sticky and it makes me feel sick. But my feet are sticky too, so it doesn't matter. The girl looks like me. She has the same hair, the same eyes, the same nose, the same ears, and the same lips. But she isn't me. My muscles tense against her skin. Her face responds. It smiles when I frown, and frowns when I frown. I think I said that wrong. This face is mine, but I know it isn't. It can't be. I'm not her. She's not me. Lynne? When I speak, an alien voice comes from my mouth. My breath catches in my throat, and then I feel something brush against the back of my neck. There's nothing in the mirror, but there's something behind me. I don't know what it is, but I know it's something cold. Even colder than the roll of toilet paper soaking in the sink on the far right. I don't know how long it's been soaking for. I don't know how long I've been here. I don't know how long I've been her. I don't know anything really, but I do know that this is it. The end. There'll be no more repetitions. No more walls and floors and stalls and sinks and dryers and bins and mirrors. There's just me. Me and the darkness and the bad thing that lurks within it. Behind me. Breathing against my neck. Welcome home, Lynne, it seems to say, with invisible teeth encrusted with algae. We missed you. But that's not fair. They've got the wrong girl. I'm not her. I'm not Lynne. Hey, Squirt. Rough night? I root through the bread bin, unearthing the last 2 slices of Warburtons and half. Naturally, they're the crusts. The cast-offs nobody wants. I glare at Jazz. She's sitting at the kitchen table, eating her own slice of toast. Not the crusts. She saved those for me. Oh, thanks a lot. No problem, honey. Why are you so selfish? I wonder. Maybe it's because I have a basic written on my shirt. So I obviously have to be basic and mean, I guess. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a horrible person. Well, I know that. I slot my bread, crusts, into the toaster and sigh. I feel worked up. I've been worked up ever since I woke up. I was worked up when I was brushing my teeth. I was worked up when I was combing my hair. I was worked up when I was putting on my skirt and sliding up my socks and buttoning up my shirt. Now I'm worked up as I wait for my incredibly appetizing breakfast to finish toasting. I fish a knife from the cutlery drawer and peer inside the inner workings of the toaster. I peer a little too closely, actually, and my hair nearly gets caught inside it. I draw back, startled. Jazz snorts. Well done, genius. Shut up. I stick my tongue out at her. She sticks her tongue out, too. I glance back at the toaster, but I don't lean in quite so closely this time. I tap my feet against the floor and sigh. Why is it taking so long? You going anywhere in a hurry? I have to go to school. I don't know why you're so eager. I always hated school. Yeah, but I have exams coming up. I pick up the knife and begin to prod at the tops of my slowly toasting crusts. You shouldn't do that. You'll electrocute yourself. Like you care. I do care, actually, and you'll definitely care when 1 million watts of electricity are coursing through your thick skull. I'll survive. That's what you think. God, why do kids think they know everything? I'm not a kid. Please. Jazz tuts and rolls her eyes. She does this a lot. It's very effective. Jazz always wears a lot of makeup, and she's good at applying it. Her eyes are particularly expressive. Jazz is pretty already. She doesn't really need makeup, but the makeup makes her even prettier. According to Jazz, putting on her makeup is the sole thing that gets her out of bed in the mornings. That's kind of sad. I guess there's not much else for her to do. She doesn't have a job. She just sits around the house all day. Sometimes, I wish I could do that. I thought you were meant to be the smart one in the family, Lynne. I'm not smart, I suck. Literally? Piss off. Jazz is the one who sucks, and that is literal. The bulge of her belly is proof enough. Not that you get pregnant like that, and I know that much. I might be in secondary school, but I'm not thick. Not that thick, anyway. The toaster pings, my bread crusts pop up like I should be happy to see them. I'm not. piss off. I poke the crusts with the tip of my knife again. They don't reply. Jazz does. Why are you talking to your breakfast, you crazy girl? I thought you said you didn't want to be late to school. I don't. Then why don't you get a move on? You'll miss your train. I know. I grab a plate and slide my crusts onto it. I smear butter on the crusts, an inch thick. Like this will somehow make them taste better, and a scoop of lemon curd for good measure. The lemon curd mixes with the gooey, bright yellow butter. The end result looks kind of gross, but it tastes fine. I take my plate to the kitchen table. I stumble on my way there, twisting my ankle in thin air. I curse beneath my breath. Shit. Hey, Lynne, are you sure you're okay? You seem a little out of it. A little, I guess. Bad dream? Yeah. Bad doesn't quite cover it. Terrible, more like. My feet still hurt. I checked them when I woke up this morning, trembling, to see whether they were still in one piece or not. I was afraid they'd be bloodied stumps, the little bones all broken from being forced into shoes too small for me. They looked fine, but that was 10 minutes ago. What about now? My toes curl against the inside of my shoes. Jazz stares at me. Does she think I've gone totally mental? Maybe I have. You were tossing and turning like the girl from The Exorcist this morning, Lynne. You woke me up. So that explains why Jazz is up so early. She doesn't usually surface until gone noon. She doesn't have to. Not since she dropped out of sixth form college. All she did is practice her makeup in front of her vanity mirror, or our vanity mirror, actually, since we share the same bedroom, eat cereal, and watch the Jeremy Kyle show. I stare at my crusts. My crusts stare back, slathered in butter and lemon curd. My stomach churns. I'm sorry, Jazz. It's alright. I already had my revenge. The bread? Mm-hmm. Jazz coils a strand of her hair about her finger. She looks smug. So, what are you going to be doing today? More studying? Don't mention the S word. Now, you've got your GCSEs coming up in, 3 weeks? You better get cracking. I bite into my bread crust, smeared with butter and lemon curd. The butter is sweet, oily, and fatty, while the lemon curd is sharp and sweet. It's thick, sticky. It feels like it's clogging up my throat. Maybe I put a little too much on. You know, Mom and Dad expect a lot from you. Don't let them down. I feel sick. I definitely used too much lemon curd. Jazz, please. What? It's the truth. After I turned out to be such a monumental fuck-up, the least you could do is not fail at your GCSEs. You're supposed to be the smart one, remember? That's what they say, but... My voice trails off. My cheeks are smeared with toast crumbs and a bit of lemon curd, and they feel oily. I swallow. I don't want to talk about it. Well, you'll probably be fine. You have to try to do worse in your GCSEs than I did. Yeah, but it's different now. You could retake your exams. I can't. Sucks to be you. Jazz sounds so cheerful. It kind of makes me want to punch her. But I know I can't. Not anymore. We used to fight a lot when we were younger with hair pulling and scratching, but now Jazz is pregnant. I'd feel guilty about slapping her. You can't hit a pregnant woman. Even if that pregnant woman is your sister, who isn't really a woman. I don't think she is, anyway. She's only 19. She's still a teenager, technically. I clicked my lemon curdy tongue against the roof of my mouth. I should probably get going. You probably should. Don't drop out of school before your exams start. Otherwise, what would be the point? Sometimes I think Jazz derives joy from my suffering. She really is a rotten big sister. She's always been like that. She used to bully me relentlessly when we were little. She was always kicking me beneath the dinner table, hitting me with the TV remote, and whispering creepy stories into my ear at night when I was trying to sleep. She told me Santa wasn't real when I was 4. I cried. I cried a lot. And then she went and got herself knocked up, and now she's so heavily pregnant I can't argue back when she starts being a bitch because I'd feel guilty. Maybe she's smarter than her GCSE results give her credit for. I dropped my plate in the sink. It's coated with crumbs and a smear of buttery lemon. What are you gonna do all day, Chaz? Watch the Jeremy Kyle show, probably? Don't you ever get sick of that? Nope. I don't like that show. I think it's mean. It's the sort of show that makes fun of people like Jazz. The audience watches these poor, sad, broken people pour out of their guts and argue with each other and break down into tears. And then they laugh and cheer and applaud like it's something funny. It isn't funny. It's real people's lives, and I hate it. But Jazz doesn't seem to care. I mean, I know it's mean, but I'm not on that show. What does it matter? I run my dirty plate beneath the lukewarm water and frown. It just isn't very nice. Says you. Didn't you give that girl in your class a black eye a few months ago? She deserved it. She called you a slut. She may have been right. Jazz prods at her belly. It strains beneath her shirt like a large, obscene balloon. Maybe I am a slut. This is why I can't argue with Jazz anymore. Not even when she steals my apricot yogurts. She doesn't fight back like she used to. Okay, hopefully there's no trigger for that kind of talk, by the way. Just reading what the story is. Okay, and continue. The wind tugs at the hem of my school skirt. I hold it down with one hand and use the other to support the straps of my beat-up old messenger bag. My bag's falling apart and it doesn't close properly now, but I can't afford a new one. I'll have to bear with it, just like I had to bear with Jazz's hand-me-down uniforms and these old scuffed trainers. At least they're not the shoes I wore to Aunt Shirley's first wedding. I click my tongue against the roof of my mouth. Why am I still thinking about that dream? It must have left an impression on me. That's rare. I have bad dreams on an almost daily basis, but the details start slipping away the moment I open my eyes. It's definitely unusual for me to still remember, not just the gist, but the specific ins and outs of my dreams while I wait on platform number 2 at Strawberry Hill Station for my train. There are a few other people waiting, glancing alternately between their watches and the electronic signboard. Rush hour in London is never pleasant. The trains are always packed. I hate going to school, especially with a bulky messenger bag to manipulate. Once, I hit a small child in the face with my bag when I was scrambling onto the train. He cried, and his mother started scolding me very, very loudly in front of all those smart businessmen. What do you think you're doing, you clumsy girl? His nose is bleeding. You caused some serious damage. What do you have to say? By the end of the woman's tirade, I was almost crying too. I couldn't cry, of course, because I wasn't a little kid, and people don't think it's cute when teenagers cry. They think it's pathetic. I was 13 back then. I'm even older now. I don't feel any wiser, though. Those GCSEs are coming up soon. Then I'll be finished with school for good. I won't need a ride on the cramped train at 7:30 in the morning ever again. Unless I decide to go to college like Jazz did. I don't think I'd go to the same college as Jazz, though, because she was studying health and beauty. That's a vocational subject. I think Jazz is pretty good at health and beauty, especially the beauty part. She knows all about getting your nails trimmed and how to curl people's hair, but Dad wasn't very happy about it. He kept begging on and on, saying she was wasting her life, wasting her education. We've given you so many opportunities and you just fling them back in our faces. Why can't you be more like your sister? I don't know why anybody would like to be like me. I don't want to be like me. But at the same time, I glanced to the right. I half expect to see a glint of metal taps in my peripheral vision, complete with basins, but I don't. Instead, I see a girl around my age, but not quite my age. I know her. We're in the same form group. We've been in the same form group ever since I started at Gray's Court School. She's a girl who looks a lot like me, with straight black hair and brown eyes, but there's more to it than that. It's the arrangement of the features on her face, and the shape of them, too. Her eyes, her nose, her ears, her lips. She looks so much like me, it's a little creepy. She looks so much like me that Mrs. Madley, our form teacher, did a double take when she saw us in our oversized Gray's Court uniforms on our first day in year 7. She asked us, in this very exaggerated tone, if we were twins. Like being a twin is something special. We're not, of course. We're not related at all. Well, we're probably related in some way if we go back far enough, but the blood ties between us are so weak, they'd be about 99.9999999% water. It doesn't help that she has the same name as me. A similar name, at least. My name is Lynne. She's called Lynne, with an E. She's me, but a me who reached into the Scrabble box and pulled out an extra vowel. Her name would be worth more than mine if you tried to play it on the board. Like she's so much better than I am. In a way, I guess she is. Her school bag is nice and shiny, so are her shoes. Her uniforms are always ironed, and her tights never have any holes. She's like me, but better. Lynne with an E. She'll probably do better in GCSEs than I will, too. That's a given. Lynne is really smart. I look at her for a little too long, and as I often do, and she lifts her head. Her eyes meet mine. Her gaze hurts. I feel like a needle is digging into the back of my skull. A short, sharp pain splits through the side of my head. I wince. I know this is going to sound petty, but I really, really hate that girl. Hey Lynne, guess what Aki brought me? I don't know. What did Aki buy you? Well... Susie smiles smugly, her eyes resting on her hand, her elbow resting on the desk. Her legs are crossed, but she keeps uncrossing and recrossing them and adjusting the hem of her skirt. Susie's kind of like that. She's one of those girls to be lucky enough to be considered kind of pretty, despite all her freckles. And she likes flaunting it. Her face is nice, I guess, but I think her thighs are the prettiest part of her body. Her thighs are slender, milky, and white, and she wears her school skirts a little too short so she can show them off, even in the winter. I'm kind of jealous. Susie's cute enough as it is. Even her name is cute, though her full name, Susanna, is a little stuffy. She doesn't need to make herself cuter. Being her friend is kind of bad for my self-esteem. She's had way more boyfriends than I have. It's not fair. Not that it's hard to say have more boyfriends than me. I haven't had any. That's not much of a competition, is it? Like I could ever compete with Susie. He bought me a maid uniform. A real maid uniform. Oh, really? That's cool, I guess. I try to sound enthusiastic. It's hard work. I've had to listen to Susie talking to me, talking at me, more like about her dreamy Japanese boyfriend for the last month and a half. Aki. She met him online when she was doing a live stream. Oh, shout out to live streams. Okay. He contacted her and said he could compose music. And he knew a little bit about idol culture, and if she was really serious about being a performer, then he could be her manager. Now he's dating her. Well, dating in the loosest possible way, since he lives in Japan and we live in Richmond. It is cool, right? I'm gonna wear it in one of my live streams. Neat. Yeah, I picked the outfit out myself. It's kind of expensive, but I mean, Aki has money, so... Susie smiles and shrugs her shoulders coyly. Having a rich boyfriend must be nice. It must be nice having any boyfriend, full stop. Though I guess Aki's more of a man than a boy, and he lives so far away, he and Susie have no hopes of ever kissing and cuddling. Well, all the boys in our year group are stupid. The boys in our form are especially brain dead. Bradley Hurd tried to give himself a tattoo with his protractor and a blue bureau pen and maths. He managed to give himself a makeshift tattoo, a lopsided, wonky one, but he also gave himself blood poisoning. I don't know if that's a problem anymore. Hopefully not, because I see people writing on their skin with pens. So, people do that. Alright, moving on. Craig Brantley is always making lecherous comments and trying to peer up girls' skirts when they walk up the stairs. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. In fact, I hate them. Girls my age are meant to be interested in relationships, I think. That's what all the teen books and movies say. I'm not, though. Maybe there's something wrong with me. That's what Jazz says. She had a lot of boyfriends when she was my age, too, but I don't think she ever really liked them. Sometimes I've tried to imagine it. But letting a boy like Bradley or Craig touch me with their dirty, smudgy fingers make me feel sick. If I had a boyfriend, I think I'd rather have a boyfriend like Aki, who lives so far away and never have to worry about him peering up my skirt or trying to grope me. Not like anybody would want to. Aki's so generous! Susie's still stuck in La La Land. She's mooning over her boyfriend like he is the second coming of Christ. I can ask him to buy me anything, you know. Literally anything. He just jumps at the chance. Like it's such some huge honor. Asian guys are always so eager to please. I think it sounds weird. Oh, Lynne. Susie tuts. She looks sympathetic. You'll understand when you start dating. Stupid boys like Bradley and Craig are rude and mean and make gross comments, but real men know how to treat their girlfriends right. Why is that? Because they know they're so lucky to have us. I mean, look at it this way. I'm a cute young girl. I'm in the prime of my youth. He, meanwhile, is in his 30s. That's nasty. Well, he says he's in his 20s, but I don't believe it. I've seen the photos. He's old. He's not really super attractive. I think he's cute, but there are way better guys out there. Why should I be interested in him? Because you like each other? I guess, but that's not it. It isn't? Of course not. Don't be daft. It's about give and take. He wants a cute young girlfriend, and I want someone who will spoil me and buy me nice things. Everybody wins. But what do your parents think about Aki? What they don't know, it doesn't have to hurt them. Aren't they suspicious about all the packages he keeps sending you? You worry too much, Lynne. Susie looks at me pityingly. She always looks at me like that, like I'm slow in the head. So what if she's had a couple boyfriends? That doesn't make her more mature than I am. But judging by the way she talks, you'd think she was far older. You should live a little. That's why you've never had a boyfriend yourself. I don't think I want one. You will. Give it time. Like it's a foregone conclusion. Susie starts peering at her fingernails. She turns them this way and that, examining them beneath the lights of the classroom. Her fingernails are perfect, just like the rest of her. They're manicured, painted with nude gloss. She never, ever bites them. Who has the time to worry about their appearance that much? Susie, I guess. Susie had been doing live streams from her bedroom for a couple of years now, in her attempts to become a Japanese idol. An English angel with white skin and blue eyes. Seems to be working out for her. I think she's actually pretty popular. Not that I watch her streams. It'd be kind of voyeuristic. I don't know what that word is. I think. And anyway, who wants to watch their best friend since kindergarten wearing cat ears or a kimono? Why not? She got some stigmatism going on. I mean, I guess like kimono, if you're like English, that could be. I mean, if you're not originally Japanese, that could be triggering for some people, I guess. But whatever. I guess she has a new costume in her repertoire now, courtesy of her boyfriend / manager. Good for Susie. At least she's happy. She looks happy anyway, and isn't that basically the same thing? Dad and Jazz are arguing again. I don't think it's Jazz's fault. She probably didn't want to argue, at least at all. Dad. Jazz used to bully me a lot when we were little, but I don't think she's a nasty person, not really. Even if she is, she certainly wouldn't try to pick a fight with her dad. Dad's a lot bigger than both of us, and he's scary too. He'd be scary even if he didn't have such a quick temper. Dad's shoulders are broad and his hands are very large. They're scarred from years of manual labor. He works in construction, has done ever since I can remember. It's kind of good Dad works in construction. Usually he's too tired and dusty to do anything other than sigh and grunt and lie on the sofa watching the TV when he comes home from work. But that's just most of the time. Not all the time. Sometimes he comes home in really foul moods. His hands cracked and muddy, the palms bleeding, and then he starts shouting. He never starts shouting right away, though. He's always quiet first, like a volcano before it erupts. That makes it even scarier. Dad isn't a bad person. He doesn't mean to lose his temper. I don't think he wants to shout at Mom or insult Jazz or make me cry. He does it because he's stuck in an exhausting job he doesn't like. But he never went to college, so he can't get anything better. According to Dad, the job market's in the shitter right now. His words, not mine. And there's no way he can even hope of getting anything halfway decent. That's why he keeps telling me I should study. I have to do well. I have to succeed. I have to make him proud. I think what he really means is, don't end up like me. That's why he got so angry at Jazz when she broke the news about her pregnancy. Maybe he thought it was some kind of failure on his part. Or maybe he thought he'd done everything he could for us, and Jazz was throwing his efforts back in his face. He's argued with Jazz on an almost daily basis since then. Jazz isn't meek like me, and she doesn't get scared easily, so she always argues back. Dad started to have a go at Jazz as soon as he got home today, and then she tried to defend herself, and things got worse from there. Mom asked Dad to stop, but he just shoved her away. "Stay out of this, Marigold. It has nothing to do with you." Mom tried to say it did have something to do with her, because Jazz is her daughter, and then Dad gave her this look, and Mom hid herself away in the kitchen. Dad and Jazz are still arguing, even now. I can hear them downstairs, their voices echoing through the house. "So you just sat at home and did nothing again? You're wasting your life." What was that accent, though? "Well, what do you expect me to do? I'm 6 months pregnant. I don't want to risk hurting the baby." The baby is always the fucking baby. You should have thought about that before you gave yourself to the first man that asked. "I already told you, it was a party. I was drunk." "And that makes it all better, does it?" "I wasn't saying that. I don't want to hear it. I didn't raise my daughter to be a slut." This is tense, though. I wish the walls in this house weren't so thin. I can hear them yelling, even though I'm in the upstairs bathroom. I think the neighbors can hear, too. We've had noise complaints more than once. The arguing got so bad at one point, Jazz moved out to live with one of her friends for 3 weeks. Mom cried and thought she'd never come back. But she did. Dad cried, too. He hugged Jazz and called her his baby girl and said he was sorry. He was so, so sorry. He said he'd never shout out like her, like that again. He was wrong. I stare at the ceiling. The beige paint is peeling and mold is sprouting in the corners. The water, now lukewarm, pools around my body. The tap is faulty, and it drips over and over again into the already overfull bathtub. It's not loud enough. Not loud enough to drown out the noise. There's always so much noise. I sink back in the tub, submerging myself completely. I want to hide from it all. Everything. There are rolls and fat on my tummy, and my legs need shaving. They're nicked here and there with all small scars from my last attempt. I have PE tomorrow. It's my least favorite lesson. I can't stand it. I don't like getting changed in front of my classmates. I always worry compared to everyone else that my body looks all wrong. I close my eyes. The water flows about my head. It warms its way inside my ears. It's harder to hear Dad and Jazz like this. The sound is distorted, like it's happening on an alien planet millions of light years away. I think I'd prefer that. I'd like to live in space if it meant I could be alone. No Dad, no Mom, no Jazz, no Susie, no Lynne either. Wonder what Lynne's house is like. I bet it isn't like this. And next we have number 86, Miss Harper. Will you please step onto the stage? I want to obey this disembodied voice, but I can't. My legs are trembling like a baby deer's. My heart is pounding. I can hear them all, the crowd, they're cheering. So loud it hurts. They're getting more and more excited. The previous act is ushered off the stage. The red X that marks the spot is free. Waiting. I feel sick. Why did I sign up for this? I don't think I did sign up for it. It must have been Susie. We saw an advert on TV a while back, and Susie said it was a great opportunity. You wouldn't want to miss out on a shot at stardom, would you? She asked. I would. Very much so. I don't like performing in front of other people. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm not pretty like Susie. I'm not self-confident. I'm not anything, really. Why am I here? I want to turn around and leave, but I've already come this far. I can't back out now. The roar of the crowd is almost deafening. Miss Harper, will you please step on to the stage? The disembodied voice calls to me again, crackly and distorted. It sounds impatient. The crowd are getting impatient, too. So is Susie. She's standing behind me. When did she get here? And she pushes me between my shoulder blades. Her eyes are narrowed. Come on, Lynne. We worked hard for this. You can't back out now. I don't know. I'm nervous. You can't be nervous. Not after we worked on your choreography. And you have such a cute outfit, too. It'd be a shame at the planet. Cute? I'm not so sure. This outfit would probably look cute on Susie, but it does not look cute on me. My skirt is too short, several inches above my knees. If I move around too much, I'll be in serious danger of exposing my underwear to the entire nation. What was I thinking? I never think. The longer I stand here in the wings, paralyzed with fear, the harder and harder it gets for me to think. Till I start to unthink. Everything I might have thought is slipping out of my skull like somebody's drilled a hole in my head. Susie, please. I can't. You have to. Aki composed this song especially for you. Aki? I glanced over Susie's shoulder. Aki's there. Because, of course he is. He's always there. He came to see me. Because he composed a song for me, and now I have to dance to it. He's in his 30s, but he doesn't look that old. Though when I squint, I can see some lines beneath his eyes. His teeth are a little yellow too, and there are blemishes across his skin. I can't imagine Susie dating someone like this, but he is rich, so. And your mother made your costume. You can't let her down. That's right, I made it just for you, darling. Mom? Don't look so surprised, dear. I wanted to come and cheer you on. That's right, you can do it, Lynne. And Jazz? Jazz is here too? Why wouldn't Jazz be here? If Aki's here, who I'm sure I've never met before, it makes sense Jazz would be here too. I'm not sure about Dad, but maybe he was so ashamed at the thought of his favorite daughter making a fool out of herself on national television that he couldn't bear to show up. I don't think I blame him. Miss Harper, if you are there, will you please come on to the stage? The audience are now stamping their feet against the floor. I can hear them. They stamp over and over again. It echoes inside my skull. My heart pounds harder and harder. You can do it, Lynne! Don't back down. You're meant to be the smart one. I've always wanted to have at least one of my children amount to something. Hey, what about me, Mom? You worry too much, Lynne. You need to live a little. That's why you've never had a boyfriend. I feel like I'm gonna be sick. But maybe Susie's right. I do need to live a little. I can't give up before I have tried. I breathe in deeply and square my shoulders. My stomach's churning and I think I'm gonna be sick, but I try to suppress it. The show must go on. The show will go on, whether I want it to or not. The lights on the stage are far too bright. The roar of the crowd is deafening. I feel like I've been tossed off the side of a ship. I'm drowning in sounds and sensations. There are so many colors. I can see the white lights flickering inside my eyelids when I blink. The stage is the only thing that separates me from the crowd. If they wanted, they could swarm forwards and pull me down at any time. Hurt me, trample me, break me. I shiver. Susie and Aki and Jazz, my mother, are waiting for me in the wings, just beyond the plush red curtains, but I've never felt so alone. My fingers tremble. My makeup is starting to run. I'm sweating foundation and eyeshadow and mascara like some sort of clown. A circus freak. The crowd goes wild. So, Miss Harper, will you please introduce yourself? What brings you to Searching for the Stars? I don't know what that voice is. It's fine, guys. I need to lift my head. Stop looking at my feet. I doubt I'm making a good impression. My grip about the microphone spasms. When did I have a microphone? Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm Lynn Harper, and I'm 15 years old. I go to Grey Court's secondary school, and I'm not good at anything. The audience laughs appreciatively. But my friend Susie made me sign up for this, and she put together a routine for me, so I'm gonna sing and dance. Alright, do your best. Yes, thank you. The audience begins to play. Music begins to play, not audience. It's a song Aki composed for me, but there's something wrong with it. It's muffled and distorted like it's playing from the bottom of the ocean. Thousands of beady, unblinking eyes are trained on me. They all want to see me fail. Maybe this is what I deserve. I watch Britain's Got Talents and the X Factor in the living room with Jazz sometimes, whenever they're on, and we'll always snigger obligingly at the crap acts. The old woman with false teeth who can't sing. The stunt artists who trip and fall over their own feet. The comedians who can't get a single smile, let alone laugh. It's just a public exercise in the meanness, really. It's a way to mock and belittle those who dare to think they have talent. But I don't think that. I know I don't have any talent. I'm just Lynn. Plain Lynn. I don't even have an extra E at the end of my name. And speaking of which, the girl in the audience. I recognize her. She's sitting between two dark and shadowy figures without eyes or noses or ears or mouths. In contrast, this girl's features are very sharp. Her eyes are awfully familiar. So is her nose, her mouth, her ears, her hair. She looks just like me, but she isn't me. She can't be me because I'm up here and she's down there. Lynn? The music continues. I stand there, feeling stupider and stupider with every passing second. I sweat makeup. Animal fat rolls off my skin in gobbets. The audience are getting restless. They start calling out to me. I can't hear what they're saying. I'm glad, too. But I get the general gist. They stamp their shadowy feet. They point with their shadowy fingers. They shout with their shadowy mouths. Get her off the stage! She's not doing anything! Let it waste! A waste. I really am a waste. I feel faint. I think I'm going to collapse until a strange, scuttling sensation begins to creep. No, not just creep. Caress my body. The touch is almost intimate, but in such an incredibly wrong way, it makes the hair stand up at the back of my neck. What's happening? There are feelers all over my body. Or maybe they're not feelers. Could they instead be legs? Yes, legs, that's what they are. Hundreds upon hundreds of tiny insect legs. They trail down the small of my back. They probe the dark crevice of my belly button. They squirm against the inside of my thighs. They're everywhere, all of them, horrible, horrible monsters. My body is crawling with dozens upon dozens of millipedes. Where did they come from? I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever find out. The audience are laughing. They sound threatened to burst my eardrums. I have very narrow ear canals. Mom said it was a medical condition. It runs in the family. I can't deal with all this. These disgusting, filthy, horrible creatures. I try to bat them away, brush them off. A few millipedes fall from my thighs. They land upside down on the wooden stage, their legs squirming pathetically in the air. Hundreds upon hundreds of legs. I step on them. They burst, leaking black insect fluid all over the wooden stage. The audience laughs harder. They're pounding their feet against the floor. The stage seems to shake. Why are they enjoying this so much? What did I do wrong? No matter how many millipedes I shake off my body, yet more spawn to replace them. They're endless. They continue to wriggle and writhe, covering every inch of my body, between my toes. against my armpits, even inside my mouth. I choke, gag, thousands of tiny legs, even thinner with pipe cleaners, try to prise my lips open and feel them wriggling against my tongue. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to vomit millipedes all over the stage. Everybody's going to see. They're going to laugh. Everybody, except her. She won't laugh. She'll just watch and stare. She won't do anything to help me. Why would she? I've never tried to be nice to her. Why would she be nice to me? I can't keep upright. I fall to my knees, squashing several wriggling millipedes beneath me. There are more and more of them. They're not just crawling against my skin, over my brow, inside my bra. Instead, they're inside me, inside my mouth, beneath my eyes, secreted away inside my veins. I'm choking. I'm drowning. I'm dying. And everybody laughs. Man. Hey Lynne, you finally woke up and good God, you look awful. Who the heck are you? Morning, Sleeping Beauty. Did you have a good night? Oh, I blink. I think I might be staring. There's somebody in the kitchen I didn't expect to see this sleepy Monday morning. Jazz being awake is unusual enough, but this person sitting beside her, that really makes me stare. It's a woman with dark skin and shockingly pink hair. Her face is comprised of 50% metal. She has enough piercings to set off the security system in the airport across the world. I can't even count the number of piercings she has. They're probably, almost definitely, more than I can't see. This woman is called Vaughn, short for Yvonne. She's Jazz's older, kind of creepy friend. Vaughn hardly ever comes over. Dad doesn't like her. He thinks she's bad company. I'm not sure if I agree or not. Vaughn is pretty cool, but she's also rather scary. I think I last saw Vaughn 4 months ago. She said she's become a Wiccan. Or Wiccan, sorry. She asked me if I wanted to read her wanted her to read my palm. I don't really believe in palm reading, but Vaughn is very, very convincing, and I was a little afraid that if she saw the imminent end of my life in my hands, it might come true. Hey there, Vaughn. I give her a shy little wave. Vaughn laughs. I don't know if I want to impress her or try to hide from her. The two conflicting emotions war inside my head. That's probably why I'm clinging to the side of the kitchen door like a lizard. It's bad enough that I just got out of bed, but I'm still wearing my pajamas. My hair's all mussed up too. What's new with you? Jazz is right. You don't look so hot. Oh, nothing really. Just bad dreams. Yeah? Must have been pretty awful. You look like a zombie. Thank you? Coming from a woman like Vaughn, I think that might count as some kind of compliment, maybe? Is it because of exams? I hear you have your GCSEs in a few weeks. It could be. It's a little stressful. Gotta be hard being the smart one in the family. Oh, I'm not really... You're smarter than me. Well, that's not exactly hard, is it? Hey, don't be such a bitch. Jazz tries to give Vaughn a shove, but Vaughn avoids her easily. Being quite heavily pregnant, with a round stomach like a cannonball, Jazz can't really counter. All she can do is tut. And why aren't you at school, little miss? It's gone 9. It's study leave. Oh, I remember that. You always get study leave around the last month of year 11, huh? Yeah. That takes me back. It's It's been so long, I almost forgot. I meant to stay home and study, I guess. That's why I'm in my pajamas. I don't need to get dressed yet. At least, I didn't think I did. If I had known Vaughn was coming over, I might have cleaned myself up a bit. Well, don't stay up too late. You'll get panda eyes. Despite being so scary looking, Vaughn's actually pretty nice. She did let Jazz crash on her sofa for a few weeks after that whole debacle with Dad. Then again, Jazz did get knocked up at a party Vaughn held at her house with all her weird goth friends, so maybe she felt responsible. Whatever. I don't really understand Jazz's relationship with Vaughn, or how they became friends in the first place, but it's not my place to pry. All I know is Jazz and Vaughn have been friends for almost 6 years. Vaughn's 27, I think, so they may have met when Jazz was 13 and she was 21. That's a bit weird. They've always gotten on pretty well. I don't think they're dating, but Jazz likes to make jokes. I'm pretty sure they're nothing more than jokes, but with Jazz, it can be hard to tell. I glanced at the bread bin. The plastic bags of Warburton's half and half is all but empty, with only 2 slices remaining. As I thought, they're the crusts. Thanks, Jazz. Thanks, Vaughn. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not hungry anyway. I sighed, closing the bread bin with a dull thud. Jazz blinks. Don't you want to eat anything? No, I'm fine. You'll get sick if you don't eat. You're already so tiny. I'll be alright. Memories of my dreams still linger in the corners of my mind. I'm afraid that if I put any food into my mouth, it will go to the stomach eventually. Anyway, it'll suddenly transform into a squirming mass of spindly legs. Ugh, I still feel sick. I need to get out of here. The kitchen's stifling. I'm actually gonna go see Susie. Are you gonna study together? Something like that. Alright, whatever. Jazz gives me a lazy wave, her free hand resting against the bulge of her belly. She always seems to have one hand pressed against her belly nowadays. Maybe she's trying to communicate with the alien life form growing slowly inside her. Or maybe she's trying to stop it from bursting out. That's a scary thought. Even scarier than Vaughn. Have a good one, Lynne. Don't stay out too late. If Dad gets back and you're not here, he'll go ballistic. I know. I know only too well. We are sorry to announce that the train departing from Platform 2 to London Waterloo is delayed by approximately... I heave a sigh and glance at the electronic display board. The train times blink up. Red orange against black. Susie lives a couple of stops away. Should only take 5 minutes to get there, give or take, but there's some kind of holdup. None of the trains are running on time. For London, that's actually pretty rare. People always joke that it'll be the end of the world before trains start arriving on time, but the trains and buses in London are pretty punctual. Even when they aren't. There are so many other trains and buses that follow similar routes, it doesn't really matter. I wonder if somebody threw themselves onto the track. When there's a big delay like this, that's usually the case. It's a fact of life I've been aware of ever since I was 5. That's actually kind of depressing. I frowned, tapping my foot against the platform. A bag of chipsticks rolls past me. It bounces by in the breeze. The packaging glimmers in the sun. There are enough bins around. Why do people litter? Are they really that compelled to cause petty crimes? Oh well. It's got nothing to do with me. I glance up and down the platform again. It's a lot quieter than it usually is. I managed to miss rush hour. Businessmen I'm used to are already at work. There are just a handful of strugglers with me, mostly dressed in casual clothes. Most of the pedestrians milling about, glancing at the train times, seem to be around my age. They're probably in year 11, too. We're all on study leave until the beginning of June. And speaking of people my age, I see a girl. A very familiar girl. A girl who looks a lot like me, but at the same time, decidedly isn't. She was in my dream last night, watching me with cold, impersonal eyes while I squirmed. Yes, eyes. Sorry, not aisles. She looks tidy and presentable, as per usual. Her black hair is neat and straight. She's wearing casual clothes, but she managed to make them look sophisticated, like a model in a fashion magazine. I wonder how expensive her clothes are. They probably cost much, much more than mine. Lynne catches me staring and blinks. She looks at me, tilting her head to one side. Is she going to come over? Does she want to say hello? I hope she doesn't. I'd rather swallow a sewing needle than speak to her. I never talked to Lynne in school. I certainly don't want to talk to her outside of it. Why is she at the train station at this time anyway? She doesn't have any friends to visit. I know, because she's been in the same forum group as me since year 7. Maybe Miss Madley thought we'd get along since we look so similar. And I've never seen her talk to anyone. She just sits by herself, staring out into space. Not that she seems to mind. What a weird girl. I really can't stand her. In fact, I think I hate her. But I've said that already, haven't I? Ugh, I can't believe it. Susie sits on the edge of her bed, clutching a pink heart-shaped pillow tightly to her chest. Susie's chest is bigger than mine. Maybe that's why she's so popular. Sometimes when I look at Susie, I can't help but feel jealous. She's not just bustier than me, she's prettier too. Her clothes are nicer, her parents are richer. Susie's bedroom is always really, really cute. It's pale, pastel pink, with a few stuffed toys lying on the bed, and a rose-shaped rug on the floor. Susie's bedroom is a little childish in a way, but I think it suits her. It must make a perfect backdrop to her live streams. What does she do during her streams anyway? Does she talk in Japanese and do cute dances? I don't know. I don't really want to know either. But Susie's expression right now isn't very cute. She's angry about something. Positively fuming. How could Aki do that? Ask me to do that? That's so degrading. What did he want you to do? Oh, all kinds of things, like, you know, stuff on webcam. This and that. Susie grips the pillow even tighter. I don't know much about online relationships, or offline relationships for that matter, so my advice might not be that useful, but... You're not even old enough, right? Like that matters. Get with the times, Lynne. Am I really that outdated? It's not my fault. It's hard to keep up with the current trends when I don't have a laptop. Not like Susie. There's a computer in our house, but it's old and boxy from the 2000s. It takes forever to start up, and the internet connection is always guttering on and off. I've only ever used it for homework. I'd certainly never use it to try and have an illicit relationship with an Asian man, on the other side of the world. Jazz would find out, or worse, Dad, and how embarrassing would that be? But it doesn't sound like Susie wants an illicit relationship either. I don't know much about it, but when doing things on webcam, it sounds a bit sad, doesn't it? We are certainly never taught about it in sex ed. Well, yeah, there's nobody actually there, so you need to imagine a bit. At least I have a good imagination. Susie throws the pillow to one side and adjusts her pigtails. She strikes a pose. I'm everybody's cute little sissy, Suzume. Suzume. That's her stage name, but can you really call it that when she doesn't perform on a stage? Her stage is her bedroom. I clap politely all the time. I don't know why. I feel obliged. When you do that, you sound like a completely different person. It's part of the act. Everybody loves it. Susie rolls her eyes. I think she's wearing false eyelashes and circle lenses. Everything about Susie seems a little too big and not entirely real. It's like watching an actress on TV. I thought Aki was different, but maybe he only likes me because of Suzume too. But he's writing you music. Yeah, not for free. Guys don't help cute young girls out for free. They don't? Of course not. People are always thinking about themselves. Not that I'm much better. I mean, I'm using him too. Susie sighs. There are strings attached. I mean, you have to do this and that. Yeah. This and that. Susie lies down on a bed and stares at the ceiling. She must be messing up her pigtails, but she doesn't seem to care. The cute little sister, Suzume, is gone. Now it's just Susie. It's always just Susie. I don't mind playing around with him that much, I guess. It can be kind of fun, and I like the attention, but I don't know. You can go too far. Did he make you feel uncomfortable? Yeah, I mean, I'm on my period. Why do you want to do, you know, intimate things? Susie makes little quotation marks with her fingers. I guess there's a limit to how intimate moments can really be when you're separated by thousands of miles of ocean. When I'm bleeding profusely and my stomach hurts. Oh, I look down at my thighs. I start to blush. Did he want to see? Yeah, he always asks to see. I said I didn't wanna, but he was so insistent, and I was like, whatever. If it'll make you shut up, I don't really care, but it's gross, you know? Susie pulls a face. Oh, God. I felt fine at the time, I think, but I don't know. It didn't really feel good, but whatever. He seemed to be enjoying himself, and I told myself it was fine so long as one of us did, but... Susie bites her lower lip. It's very soft and shimmery. She must be wearing lip gloss. I don't know, when I woke up this morning, I felt kind of... I can't explain it. Dirty. She holds her pillow even closer to her chest. She's still staring up at the ceiling. Her hair fans out about the bed like a halo. I didn't want to do it, so why did I agree to it? Why'd I let him push me around like that? I'm not a pushover. I'm good at sticking up myself usually, so... I don't get it. He wasn't even here. It wasn't like he could make me do anything. There was nothing he could have done, really. Maybe he felt like you had to. Why'd you say that? Well, he is a lot older than you, and hasn't he been doing you all those favors? He bought you a lot of expensive clothes. Yeah, I guess. That's what I thought maybe, I think. He did a lot for me, so... Susie shakes her head. That's dumb! I don't owe him anything! I don't think so either. Especially not when I'm on my period. No way. Guys are stupid. They don't understand how girls feel. Shouldn't you feel flattered I'm going out with him at all? Whatever. Susie suddenly gets to her feet. She throws her heart-shaped pillow at her bed. It hits the headboard with a dull thud and falls limply against the pale pink mattress. I didn't bring you here to talk about boring shit like this. Then, you're going to be my camera woman for the day, alright? Alright? I've been practicing a dance lately. It's pretty popular. I should be able to rack up a decent amount of views on Nico Nico if I record it. Sorry. And I want to do it outside too. Outside? Yeah, outside. You got a problem with that? Not really, but I've been Susie's camera woman for the last few months, ever since she started to gain some serious traction online. It's a very lucrative business. Not. Susie learns the dances, but puts on a cute outfit, and then we go out into our back garden. Susie performs while I film her, trying to stop my hands shaking with an old Canon camera that used to belong to her dad. Susie's dad's goes bird watching sometimes. There's an abundance of old unused cameras lying around Susie's house. She makes good use of them. But I've never filmed Susie beyond the boundaries of her back garden. Are you sure this is fine? Yeah, it's fine. I have no problems with it. Videos are more popular if they're done in public, like at a park. The scenery's nicer. These kind of videos usually get more views. You can pull people in on the shock factor too. Like, I did this cute anime dance in public. Oh my goodness. I guess Susie's done her research. Beyond her little sister Suzume persona, Susie's pretty calculating. She'll do almost anything to boost her views and increase her fan base. I'm impressed, but if you dance outside, people will stare at you. So what? A few stares won't kill me. They might insult you. I can deal with that. What if they throw things? People don't throw things in Hyde Park. It wouldn't be respectable. I feel like pointing out that most young girls don't dance to cute Japanese songs in Hyde Park either. But I don't. Instead, I say, my voice unpleasantly whiny even to my own ears. Susie. Hey, don't you Susie me. You're not the one who has to dance. I am. They won't say anything mean to you. But you don't have to. I do. It'll be good for my career. I'm trying to make money out of this. It's not all fun and games, Lynne. I can deal with it. After talking to Aki yesterday, I've had it up to here. Susie gestures to her neck. With gross guys. If anybody's rude to me, I'll make them regret it. I'm not sure how Susie will make them regret it exactly. She's taller than me, but she's not that tall, and she's so skinny too. But Susie's quite fierce. For a few moments, she had me convinced. She's dating a guy who's in his 30s. She must know what she's doing. Right? Time for more bad dream, maybe? I'm lying on my bed, not doing anything in particular, just staring at the ceiling. I should probably be studying, but I can't bring myself to look at the textbooks. The mere thought of cracking them open makes me feel ill. So I don't look at them. I keep staring at the ceiling. I think about Susie. I think about Aki. I think about Jazz. I even think about Jazz's unborn baby. I wonder what she's gonna call him. Jazz had a scan a while back. Doctor said her baby was gonna be a boy. I asked Jazz if she was gonna name her baby after Dad. Jazz let out this colossal snort and rolled her eyes so far back into her skull that I thought that they would fall out. I didn't press the issue, but I decided to take that as a no. Our house is cramped enough as it is. There are only 2 bedrooms. Mom and Dad in one, and Jazz and I in the other. I've never had a room of my own. I envy Susie, who has such a nice big bedroom filled with things. She's an only child. She doesn't have any brothers or sisters to worry about. I'm sure Susie's parents have more than enough room in their house to slot in a newborn baby. But I can't ask them to take in Jazz's kid. I don't think Susie's parents like me very much, let alone my bastard baby brother. That still doesn't leave one question. Where will the baby go? Where will he fit? And what will Dad say when the baby's been born? He won't be able to pretend Jazz isn't pregnant then, not when the evidence is staring him right in the face. Will he lose his temper? What if he makes a scene at the hospital? What if he starts shouting at Jazz? I can hardly bear to think about it. Maybe I shouldn't think about it. I don't want to, but... Lynne, are you busy? There's a dull knock against my bedroom door. It's Dad. Lynne? Hey, Lynne? He knocks again. He isn't knocking very loudly, but I know Dad well enough to know this could become violent at any given second. I sit up, brushing my fingers through my hair, and hasten to answer him. I'm free. You can come in. You can come in. The door handle turns. The lock clicks. I swallow. Dad stands in the doorway in all his glory. He's a huge, hulking figure, over 6 feet tall, with broad shoulders and hands large enough to crush whole walnuts. When I was a little girl, I couldn't imagine there existed anybody bigger than him. I was wrong. Dad isn't even that tall, not compared to other people. He's a little above average, I guess, and the muscles he's developed through years of manual labor add to his intimidating physique, but there are bigger men. But I don't live with any men like that, and even if I did, I haven't learned to be scared of them. Not in the same way I've been learned to be scared of Dad. Hey, Lynne. But Dad doesn't look very intimidating right now. He lingers in the doorway, his face strangely guilty, like he expects to get scolded. Can I come in? Sure. I scoot to one side of my bed, opening up a space for Dad to take a seat. He does so, but not before closing the door behind him. My fingers curl into fists against my better judgment. I wonder why. Self-defense? You're not cross with me, are you? I'm not cross. Why? You've been a bit quiet lately, and you hardly said anything at dinner. You hardly ate anything either. Oh. I didn't think he'd notice. I thought he was too busy listing all of Jazz's faults and flaws. Rude, ungrateful, careless, irresponsible, inconsiderate, prideful. The list goes on and on. I wasn't hungry. Are you sure? I think you've lost a bit of weight lately. Really? Your cheeks are hollowing out. Look a little skeleton. Maybe it's true. I've suffered from nightmares for as long as I can remember. They've been growing more and more pronounced lately. The nightmare last night about the stage show and the insects was rather tame in comparison. How can I be expected to eat after such awful dreams? I'm fine, really. I'm not hungry, that's all. You're not on some kind of diet, are you? I shake my head. Good. I'm not a girl, but I know you're all into silly stuff like that. Jazz was the same at your age, but now... Dad grits his teeth together. For a few moments, I worry he's going to explode, but then he exhales heavily and his posture relaxes. That's not important. We're not talking about Jazz. Let's talk about you. There isn't much to talk about, really. Nonsense. You're my little girl. I really am compared to Dad. I don't see how my littleness makes me any more interesting, but I keep quiet. It's best to keep quiet around Dad. Your exams are coming up. Nervous? A bit. Well, it's normal to be nervous. I was nervous when I had my exams too. It's part of being a kid. He ruffles the top of my head with a big calloused hand. It feels like I'm being mauled by a crab. You'll be fine though, Lynne. You've been studying, haven't you? I glance at my bedside table, stacked high with Jazz's old textbooks that I haven't bothered to open. I swallow. I don't know what hurts more. Dad's large hand on top of my head or the weight of his expectations? Yeah, I've been studying. Good girl. So as long as you try your best, that's all I can ask for. I'll try. But I know I don't mean it. Is that what you were doing with Susie today, love? Studying? Yeah. That's nice. I knew she was a good influence. I'm glad you're hanging out with the right sort of kids, Lynne. Not like Jazz. She was always going off with that awful Vaughn girl, though she's so much older than our Jazz. I should have been stricter. I told her off enough times, but Jazz doesn't listen. She doesn't, does she? Never has done, never will. Even when I shout at her, it makes me wonder what the point of all of it is. He sighs. What kind of father am I if I can't discipline my own children? I don't think anybody could discipline Jazz. She's a law unto herself. My wry comment brings a smile to Dad's lips. It's rare that I see Dad smile, but when he does, it's usually around me. I'm not trying to boast. That's just how things are. Jazz never makes Dad smile. She makes him shout and spit and rage. You're right. Totally right. You're often right, Lynne. I don't know. I do. Don't sell yourself short. I was like Jazz when I was her age. I thought I knew best. I never listened to anybody, least of all my parents. I was a shithead. I made a lot of mistakes when I was raising Jazz. So did Mary. I don't want to make the same mistakes with you. I want you to study hard. I want you to get a job. I want you to make something of yourself. You know that, don't you, sweetie? All of a sudden, my throat feels dry. My head pulsates. Full of millipedes. It's my mind, dear wife. I think that's from Shakespeare. Macbeth. We were studying it in school. At least I remember something. Too bad all the things I remember are completely worthless. Boy, am I telling you this. You're a good girl. A smart girl. You might not be great at math or science, but I know you'll ace English for sure. Your English teacher always said nice things about you at parent meetings. Dad ruffles the top of my head. You'll do all right, love. I have faith in you. You'll make your old man proud. Jazz never did, but you're different. I hope you don't let me down. Yeesh. I sigh softly. Vague noises escape from my lips. I hardly sound intelligent, but at least I'm sentient. I know I still exist. It's the middle of the night and the lights are dim and the skies filled with stars, but I still exist. I don't need to find proof of my own worth from strangers on the internet like Susie does. I don't extort older men for clothes and shoes and accessories online while pretending to be someone I'm not. I don't want to. I don't think any man, no matter how desperate, would want to go out with me, either. I've never been good at playing pretend, not like Susie. When we were little kids, Susie was always the one who created the complicated backstories of our dolls, or divvied up the roles when we played at being happy families. I've never had much of a model to go on. I gasp. I tip my head back. My hair is wedged beneath my head and it hurts a little. It tugs at my scalp whenever I shift, but I try to ignore it. With those kinds of sounds, it makes me a little bit worried. Yeah. This speaks for itself. Well, I don't know how much Twitch would like. This has just been, been kind of risky a lot of the time. But it's very real. You know, like bad dreams, expectations, bad other things going on. I worry about streaming the rest of this because I just hope that it won't get me in some kind of trouble. I could play another game tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and save. I could play another game tonight, another horror game. I don't really know how long they are. And it's getting late here. So I think I might be done for the night. I thought I'd be getting through more of these. But, what can you do? That's fine. We had some fun. This game was a little much, I think. But the Spookies game was quite fun, but scared me, so, I'm sure we had some good moments from that. Make you laugh at my reactions there, even with the dumb stuff, like the little toast that pops out of the wall, you know? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little, well, I shouldn't say my little stream because, I mean, it's not really a long one, but this is my second stream today. So, overall, I guess it's been a bit today. Not as long as some big streamers, but, you know, that's fine. You kind of gotta ease into it, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. I'll see you later. Thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for subbing Spoonicorn. Good night. Or good day.